Hey everyone, it is Nicole with NicoleLynnay.life and bsmission.org, aka Beautiful Souls Mission. I'm going to talk a little bit about some things that are coming down the pipeline for people. And if you're a light worker, I'm sure you've been experiencing the getting your ass kicked and getting back up. That's what I've been experiencing for the past few years, and it's been an interesting journey, but I've learned a lot from it. And you become stronger, that's for sure, on this journey. So, but something really amazing, this beautiful gift kind of came out of some things that had occurred recently. And it was transforming energy, how to transform these bigger fields that are very labeled with a negative connotation, okay? And so when I'm talking about this, what I mean is, we have these things like war on cancer, war on drugs, war on whatever, right? War on whatever. So we've all heard the quote by Einstein, and I have to remind myself of it right at the moment, but we can't solve a problem with the same kind of thinking that created that. Well, that also means the same kind of feelings that created that as well, okay? These two things go hand in hand. And how do we transform the energy is that we have to rise above it. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about this, they talk about the observing standpoint, which is true. You actually want to observe the situation versus judging it as right or wrong. But there's another element to this that is, there's a few more elements to this, actually, that's really important. So let's say, for example, the war on drugs, right? Well, if we're meeting anything that's in a war energy with war, we keep butting heads with it, and we're not actually doing anything to help heal or transcend that energy. So this is where we step above what's happening. So let's say, for example, somebody who may be doing something with a group of people, and from our belief system and what we know, maybe this isn't for the highest and greatest good, but the person in their consciousness and where they're at the moment was really looking at it as, this is a way, we could just say like the criminal, we'll say that. This is a way for, as Spirit's telling me, use the words, that was their way of thinking that they were providing for their family, right? Their family and their friends, because this might be all they knew, all they know how to do, and or think or believe that they are good at is this particular thing. So they're really trying to provide for their family, even if what they were doing might not be in our terms or society's terms right? So how do you actually transcend that energy? Well, it's by first understanding that what they are doing, right, is that they really believe that what they're doing is good, is that they're trying to help their family, right, provide for food and shelter, or, one togetherness, like just letting them know that they're not alone. So you can understand, okay, I can see why they're doing it. Now I understand it, right? But then you have to bring the energy of love and compassion to the experience, right? So now you have all three components that are there, and you place that on the timeline. So let's say if it was like war on drugs, for example, you bring that energy to that field and you transcend it. And then you want to hold that energy in that space, right? For as long as you possibly can. And you're like, now you've transcended a big field of negativity with your love, compassion, and understanding. And you weren't thinking that it was bad, you were just the observer of the situation. So if we can learn how to do this in more areas for people, there'll be less and less negativity that can override, the dark energy that's kind of bombarding us in different ways that might want to keep it. All right. So it's really important. It's not easy. So if there's something that you're going through right now, and maybe it's you're in this bind, or there's someone that you love, like your child or family member that's going through a situation, it sometimes is not easy to do it yourself when you're so close to a situation. So there is nothing wrong with reaching out to people like me who are good at what we do and bringing that energy to these fields to transform it. What's really important is that everyone is kind of on the same page in wanting to let go of an old way of being or doing things. And once you let go of that, you can start creating a new identity of what it is that you really want to believe. So it's important to find spiritual teachers that are really, they've learned through their own life and experiences that life it's filled with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And they've learned how to rise above it. They learned how to be really non-judgmental in the situation to help transform it, because they know, just like me, I know that meeting it head on with a anger energy is not going to transform it. In fact, that's the exact energy that's going to keep you stuck. So how we transform the field is that love, compassion, and understanding. And I'll say it again, love, compassion, and understanding, right? That's how we transform any of these that are coming down with someone. And if forgiveness, the Spirit is saying forgiveness right now. And again, that's something that I teach, is the forgiveness in the field, forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person. Now, some people say, oh, there's nothing to forgive. But for me, right, I really have looked backwards in my life in ways that maybe I didn't show up for people where I knew I could have. And I just know for me, what it felt right was, writing my friends like cards of just how grateful I was for their friendship, and actually acknowledging areas where I think I could have done better or showed up for them in certain situations that they were in their lives. Right? And when you do this, you're taking responsibility and owning your life. You don't have to wait for the life review once you die to see where you made the mistakes, because you already know certain areas. If you choose to actually look at them and look backwards and say, okay, I can see where I didn't do this right, so I'm going to correct that, right? And you can still do it now. There's no point in waiting until you die to do it. And if there's things that you need to get off your chest, or you're carrying it deep within you and you don't know who to talk to about this, and this is some things that I've had clients and they've asked me, do people tell you really bad things that either they've done or that has happened to them? And I said, yeah, they have. And they just wanted to know that it was a safe space to express it. And so here's the difference. There is people that they consciously, they just don't really care that they hurt this person. So even if they were like, well, I'll just tell you what I did, and I feel no remorse and nothing at all in the feelings of what I did, and I don't want to correct my behavior and all that stuff, well, then nothing's going to happen. But then there are people, because whatever reason, maybe they had experienced trauma and that's all they knew, so then they did it to somebody else, right, who get to a point in their life where they realize what they did was wrong, and they're just looking for someone to express it to so they can heal from it, right? Because sometimes you just need to talk to another person, that sounding board that's really going to be listening, and then it's going to go in and help you heal. And this is what I do with my clients. And then we go in and we do a meditation together and we release all of that, so you no longer have to carry it, right? But it's sincere. It's them really realizing, I'm not proud of myself for these choices and actions, but I also know that I no longer need to carry them and live with this in my life, right? So if there is something that is going on in your life, I want you to know that I have been through a shit ton of stuff in my life, things that have taken me down many different roads on there. And I know that this is not an easy world to navigate through. And some of us have chose really hard things to experience and go through. But I also know how to heal these areas, because this is what I've been doing for so many years now, really dedicated in the healing aspect of it. So if there are things that you need help with, please feel free to reach out. You can email me at nicole@bsmission.org. If you anything that's going on. I am a donation only. I do believe in doing what's for the highest good of all in everything that I do. And I don't believe that you have to do it alone. In anything, be open and pay attention to the doors that are opening for you and the support systems that are there for you that really want to help. Now, that could be tricky because not everybody really wants to help. Some people say they want to help. Some people really want your money. Some people really want this. And when you start getting higher in your vibration and you're reading the energy behind people, you really kind of see people's ulterior motives. I truly want to help. I want to help people. And I do help people, and I had to first learn how to help myself in a way that I was honoring to me and to love myself and to nurture myself. And so I could step in to the fullest aspects of who I am and deliver this message and the healing. Now, it's not that it's all my responsibility, and I'm not saying that when we work together, everything will just turn around like that, right? We're equally responsible for what we're willing to heal and let go of. So that's why the work that I do, it's not me doing it, it's we are doing it. We are doing it together, okay? We, meaning me, you, the Creator, Father, Mother, God, right? We are all doing this together for the highest good of all, right? Because you are me and I am you. We're one. We are one. So much oneness here. So, again, if there's anything you're struggling with, please feel free to reach out. And yeah, Happy New Year. I hope that this helps people that are, different light workers that are in their healing energy, how to transform these fields, these major, major fields that are going to be coming up, because there's going to be a lot of corruption and a lot of things that are going to start coming out. And how do we do this, and how do we break free of old restrictions and controlling restrictions that is not the divine feminine of who we really are? It's not the essence of the divine, period. Divine masculine or the divine feminine. It's old energy that needs to go, but it can only go with love and compassion and understanding, right? And there might be another technique, but that's how we rise above it. Again. So, Happy New Year. Many blessings to everyone. Thank you to everyone who's ever watched my videos, all my clients, clients to come. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help for the highest good of all. All right. Thanks so much.